Good morning, everyone. We're going to start the weekend video off a little bit different. We're going to start off today with the chart of the Russell Small Cap Index. Now, over the last couple of weeks, the small caps are just getting hammered. Down, 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 even with the Dow Transports and the Dow continuing to make new highs. We've just seen this awful disconnect in the Russell. And really, it started back in March, and while we've got the Dow Transports continuing to rally, we've had the Russell do the opposite thing. And you recall, really over the last 2 years, the Dow Transports and the Russell have essentially traded in tandem all the way up, except for the last 3 months where we've had this disconnect. And, you know, a lot of the reason, or at least part of the reason, has been that the small cap stocks were up so big last year that they were overextended, supposedly, and due for a retrace. But this, you know, I don't buy it. It's a reallocation, it's a shakeout, but I believe the best days are still to come for the small cap index. And I'm hopeful that, given we couldn't have them, or they couldn't hammer this market last week with all the negative news that's been flowing around there, they just can't beat this market down. And I think what we're going to see happen is everyone rush to the one side of the boat and up we go again. Now, we've had this disconnect in the small cap stocks that I'm hopeful will reverse course last week, and I'm hoping what we saw on Friday was the beginning of that. Redrawing the chart, you can see we have an extreme negative MACD. Very, very extreme negative MACD, corresponding with stochastics under 20. We dipped below the 200-day moving average on Thursday, and just like we have on previous times, each time we've had the Russell over this weak market period of the last couple of months break onto the 200-day moving average, within a week or two we've seen a very nice move higher on the Russell. So I'm hopeful this is the beginning of that move. Now, looking at the Dow Transports, we almost had a bullish engulfing candle, very bullish setup on Friday. If we flip over to the 15-minute chart, there's still not much to look at there, but the Dow Daily, big snapback move. I mean, this 20-day exponential is just rock solid, and the uptrend line that is right around the 50-day moving average on the Dow is still definitely in place. And as the chorus out there that a top is in and that we're in a bubble continues to grow, we're probably going to see this market bust to the upside and screw all these silly little shorts and top callers. So that's what we're hoping for into the month of August, is a very nice upward move. Hasn't been a whole lot of trading alerts recently, but hopefully we'll start to see that pick up. It's still been one more of a in and out day trade type market. Traders still skittish. They take their 2-3 cents, they move on. Volumes have been anemic, just typical summer doldrums volume. But if and when, and if we do see the small cap market start to pick up, you know, all these top callers, and I've talked about it in previous videos, well, the one thing that they're missing is that we have yet to have a mania. Now, they think last year was a mania in these stocks, and they believe what we're seeing in stocks like Netflix and Xylo, you know, these bloat caps that are up huge, is signaling a market top. Most of these people, and a lot of them probably weren't even around during the dot-com bubble. When the market was peaking back then, everything and its mom was ripping higher, and we're not seeing that right now. Anything that had any sort of reason, it was going up back then. We're not seeing that happen right now. I mean, it got so crazy back in the dot-com days that if a stock named A went up, all A stocks would go up. That's the kind of stupidity that has yet to come for this market, so be prepared for it. As for stock plays, WaveX, very nice move for us this past week. Had that shakeout dip on Thursday on the market sell-off. We picked some up in the chat room right before the close, $1.44, fat bounce back on Friday. They've got the product launch on Tuesday, so Monday should be an active day for this stock. Now, I wanted to bring up a couple of long-term plays are actually starting to pique interest here. STRZA is one of our long-term plays. I've got a $60 target on this puppy. Broke a downtrend here on Friday, and this stock should start to see a lot of buyout chatter, I believe, in the coming weeks, especially with the Fox bid for Time Warner and valuing HBO at $20 billion, woefully undervalued that makes stars right now. So definitely one to keep an eye on. Could be a really interesting breakout at 31.15 on next week with a $3 upside. You got $1 downside, $3 upside on a potential trade here on stars. DEJ, our little small oil play, all of a sudden in the last couple of days has started to wake up as well. We got a break through that resistance going back to April at 26 cents. Now the key level to watch here is that 31 cents break. If this one gets anywhere near 30 cents, going to be looking to go long, add to positions with stops at 26 to 27 cents, 40-cent plus target. So let's see what this week brings us here. Is it a breakout move, or are we going to see a retrace back? Now, a couple of plays we had this week have so far disappointed. EMITF, it's still waiting for that 22.5-cent breakout, but it's holding above the stop level at 20 cents. The other disappointing play is ICANN. They just will not let this stock go. Breakout, close above the 50-day moving average at 45 cents. So that is the level we are watching very, very closely here. It's getting really close to stops at 40 cents. So even if this is a stock that ends up triggering stops, does not mean we're going to kick it to the curb, because as we've seen happen quite often in the last month or two, they have a tendency to trigger stops, dip them a few cents, and then romp them a few days later. So even if stops do trigger, not saying they will, it's not a stock we're going to kick to the curb. We're going to keep watching this one very, very closely. Now, a stock I wanted us to keep an eye on this week is WRES, a little oil play. Breakout 670 watch for Monday. Now, these are the kind of stocks that are actually doing very well in this market right now. These new all-time high breakouts, and this is one to keep an eye on going into next week. So that's it for the video. We still don't have a whole lot of active swing plays, but I'm hoping that's going to start to change in the next couple of weeks, especially if we do get this small cap rally that I'm hopeful we're going to see. Hopefully we'll see the volume start to come in, and we'll go from there. Any questions, send me an email, feedback, BuySellShort.com, and have an awesome weekend. Bye.